What's good, y'all? It's Pod.cannion. I'm back with another reaction video. Today we have an Xevi, how he got away with Tupac's elimination for 27 years. We're talking about Keefy D. I've talked about him before, the guy who pretty much talked himself back in jail because he wanted to go on a media tour or shit like that. Because he thought he got away with it until, well, we'll see. I feel like Xevi will explain it better than I will. I feel like this was a good video because if y'all know about the trial, um, there's this one clip that was, it was just absurd because the dude on like the opposite side, I'm gonna just talk about it real quick, of like, you know what I'm saying, their gang or whatever, he had to testify. He's like, I literally have to testify or they're just gonna lock me up. So, and then like when I was hearing questions, he was like, "You want me to answer that? Like, do you really want me to answer that?" He's looking at KVD like, "Man, I don't want you to go to jail." You know what I'm saying? We may be on different sides, this, that, and third. I don't want you to go to jail. Get your boy. And that's when I realized the lawyer talking was Keefy D's lawyer. This lawyer, I don't know if he was messing up the whole case, but that was really bad, and that kind of shows the direction this is probably gonna go. He's probably gonna get locked up for the rest of this shit. I'm not gonna lie. But with all that being said, let's get into it. Let's see what it really is.
Meet Keefy D. He has a problem. He's currently on trial for the killing of Tupac Shakur. Why do they think he did it? You ask. Well, somebody actually snitched on him. Let me show you a picture of who snitched on him. It was actually himself.
No, like he really did.
He's stupid. Let's get to it. But first, we gotta talk about what happened to Tupac.
Stupid.
There was this Mike Tyson fight in Las Vegas. Tupac pulls up. He says, "Get him, Mike." Mike Tyson said, "Her." He looks like he barked. But anyway, Tupac starts going outside to the lobby. Tupac then runs into a dude named Orlando. He right here in this picture. That's his op. So Tupac and Suge Knight, the head of Tupac's label, start going wild on Orlando. They start throwing hands. Orlando is Keefy D's nephew, but we'll get more into that in a second. Tupac and Suge Knight are headed to a club after they throw hands at Orlando. It's the same day, and Tupac's car gets at Tupac, passes, and the case remained unsolved. Or did it? Yeah, no, the case was solved like immediately after. Tupac was the biggest rapper in the world. The FBI hops in, they keep hearing the name Keefy D, Keefy D, they're like, huh, boom, 6 months later, Biggie gets, the police said, damn, two of the biggest rappers in the world, are we gonna look stupid if we don't solve this? The police said, yeah, y'all gonna look stupid.
So stupid.
Biggie's mom sues the police department because they haven't solved what happened. The police go, oh snap, we better get straight to it. We kind of know who did it, Keefy D, but we can't quite pin him to it. So let's wait. They say Keefy D not finna make us look stupid, so the police wait. About 12 years later, 2008, Tupac got 1996. 12 years later, 2008, they catch Keefy D selling that stuff. They said, oh, Keefy D, come through real quick. He said, yeah, come here. He said, how many years y'all finna give me for selling that stuff? They said, no, we're not worried about that. What happened in 1996 to Tupac? He said, huh? They said, huh? Boy, we know you was involved. Don't make us give you 70 years for selling that stuff. Please, come on. Keefy D said, boy, do I look like a snitch to you? Because I am. I don't want to go to jail. So it was my nephew, Orlando. It was Dre, and it was T. Brown. The police said, damn, we can't remember all those names, but all right, keep going. He said, this is how we would sit in the car.
That nigga wasted no time.
This is where everybody was sitting. So what happened was, you remember when the YouTuber said that Suge Knight and Tupac was throwing hands at my nephew? Yes, we were just very upset about that, and we told my nephew, look, you got to get your get back. He said, I then get a from a guy named Zip. That's Z-I-P. You see, Zip worked for Diddy, and Diddy was worried about Suge Knight and Tupac, so he hired us as like, you know, sort of the like, you know, bodyguard him. Basically, he also at some point says more about Diddy's involvement in the crime, but I don't want to make this video like a million minutes. I have another video where I talk about Diddy's involvement somewhere. I then acquired a vehicle. Remember, officer, we were sitting like this. You paying attention to the diagram? The police said, yeah, we paying attention. He said, okay. And then we was driving down Sunset. We finally found Tupac and them, and then we make a U-turn, and Tupac's car ended up being on T. Brown and Dre's side. So I handed to Dre saying, hey, Dre, can you, Tupac? Dre said, boy, I don't want to go, that's Tupac, no. So I handed to my nephew, Orlando, and then he It's Tupac. So, am I free to go, officer? Police said, all right, you got an agreement from us. You have, like, an agreement with the FBI at some point. Like, all right, you good. We're going to take this information. We're going to give it to prosecutors, and we're going to finally solve the case. Prosecutor said, nah, we can't use this. First of all, we can't go after Diddy. He's going to have extremely expensive lawyers. We barely have anything tying him to the situation. We just have the word of some dude named Keefy D. Second of all of this is the word of some dude called Keefy D. Everyone else in the situation is everybody in the car. The person who did the allegedly is the prosecutor's like, there's nothing we can do. Keefy D says, all I have to do is shut my mouth, stay in the corner, and I'll get away with it. That's not what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go on YouTube and tell everybody what I did. Boy, Keefy D start running his mouth on YouTube videos, interviews here and there, saying, all right, so this is what happened. And he basically saying everything that he told police happened. He goes on a documentary series called The Unsolved of Biggie and Tupac. He said, I'll solve it for you right now. So this is what happened. He starts writing a memoir called Compton Street Legend. He said, okay, so
he said, I'm going to get remembered somehow. I was telling the police, let me show y'all the diagram again, how he was oriented in the car. Does everyone understand that I did it with my nephew and where we were sitting? Let me write that down in the book. Ring, ring, ring. Keefy D gets a call. He said, hello, this is Mr. Keefy D. Police said, yeah, you're under arrest. Keefy D said, no, I can't be. I had a deal. They said, yeah, you had a deal with everything you were saying with us. Not all the information that you volunteered out to the world. You basically confessed, first of all. Second of all, you didn't have a deal with the Las Vegas police where this all happened. Hold on, I got him on the other line. Hold on, Keefy D. Keefy D said, I think I get the point. They said, no, wait. They switched the line. Las Vegas police said, hello, Mr. Keefy D. Yeah, we're going to come to your house right now. We're going to arrest you. So the Las Vegas police arrest Keefy D, and here's where things start to get wicked. He's currently on trial. It's happening as I make this video. Prosecutors basically said everything I said. They said, yeah, Keefy D told on himself, Your Honor, I don't even know why we're here for real. The judge said, true. Should we just wrap this up before like Keefy D's lawyer said, wait. Keefy D should be free to go because... Oh, let me look at my nose.
At Zaxby's, you don't just get chicken fingers. You get the sauce. Who's got the sauce?
No, for real. It's like...
Listen, I know how scared you are.
This already seems like an open and shut case. But after seeing the highlights from the lawyer, this nigga's just extra cooked, bro. Like, this nigga's just extra cooked,
a goddamn liar. He loved to lie. That's all he do. He just a liar. Keefy D said, not too much. His lawyer said, boy, shut up. You want me to get your ass out of jail? So, like I was saying, Your Honor, he lied about this whole thing. It really was to get attention for real. It's almost pathetic if you think about it. Come on. And that's pretty much the argument in court. Prosecutor saying, well, I mean, he did it. He pretty much confessed to it. His lawyers are saying he pretty much lied about the whole thing. But there's one piece of testimony that basically
this shit right here.
Testimony of a man named James. First of all, when James pulls up to the stand, I want you to look at how Keefy D is looking at James. You see, James is an ex-member of the Bloods who was a rival to Keefy D's gang, the Crips. And he was there in Vegas with Tupac's camp. He opens things up by saying, listen to this part closely. I'm not saying a word. I told every attorney in here, you're going to have to treat me as a hostile witness because I'm not hashing things up that happened 30 years ago. Let's just say it was solved between us. He's basically alluding to the fact that everyone in the streets knew what happened. And there was a lot of people in the streets that were because of it. Including Keefy D's nephew. It's basically over in his world. Keefy D's lawyer, in what I have to call one of the dumbest defense strategies I've ever seen, starts asking him questions after that. He said, I said I wasn't gonna say anything to implicate, let's say, some people in this room. The lawyer said, okay, do you know who did it? He said, do you want me to answer that? Those were James' exact words. He's like, are you sure you want me to answer that? His lawyer said, yes. James, in an attempt to still spare Keefy D. In fact, he says, Keefy D. He looks at him directly and says, I'm trying to spare you here. But let's just say people in my neighborhood were looking for people in Keefy D's neighborhood for what happened in Vegas. The lawyer's like, who are y'all looking for in Keefy D's neighborhood? James said, we were looking for Keefy D. Keefy D's lawyer said, but this is what he was trying to get to this whole time. But can you say for certain that Keefy D did it? James begins to look at Keefy D and says, boy, you better get your lawyer.
Like, literally, I'm like,
look at his lawyer. James says, no, I was not in the car, if that answers your question, to exactly see what happened. But everyone knows what happened that 30 years ago, and there was a war because of it. Keefy D's lawyer said, so you weren't in the car. He looks at Keefy D. And I want you to look at this girl's face right here as she's laughing. Because I basically described her moment. She's looking at him like...
Worst lawyer.
Keefe D's lawyer is basically trying to say nobody could tell you exactly what happened except for Keefe D. But the problem is there's 12 jury members that have to decide that. And they hear Keefe D explain to everyone what happened on tape. And then they hear, with the help of Keefe D's lawyer, about the situation that happened after, between it, hear that everyone knew about the situation, and it matches exactly what Keefe D said that happened himself.
Literally.
Yeah, it turns out there was a lot of people involved in the situation. There was girls who knew Tupac and Suge Knight. They were driving alongside them. They saw Keefe D's car do his whole thing. There was an officer that went to Tupac as Tupac was, and told him, tell me who did it. Tupac said, no, we'll take care of it. We'll take care of it. Alluding to the fact that he knew who did it. Keefe D himself says, Tupac looked us in the eye. But Keefe D's lawyer is banking on the fact that technically nobody can tell you Keefe D was there, to be exact. And well, we'll have to see what a jury decides. I know what I would decide, but that's neither here nor there. All right, now.
Yeah, just foolish. Absolutely foolish. Like, yo, I thought that would be an open and shut case. I didn't think even his lawyer would just be that awful. But, you know, here we are. I might make a separate channel because I like talking about music stuff in general. Like, I feel like I could run up another channel. But we'll see. If y'all like the video, like it, subscribe if you're new. All we do is chill over here. With that being said, be great, be safe, keep getting to that bag, and I'm going to catch y'all in the next video. Peace.